Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how I do my full coverage foundation routine, including concealer, highlighting, contouring, and brows. Before I apply any of my makeup, I start with a primer. I've recently been using the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. It minimizes fine lines, pores, and imperfections. It's sort of like airbrush in a bottle. Currently my skin is combination. It's a little bit oily in the T-zone, but the rest is very dry. So I find that it works perfect for combination skin. You can apply this with your fingers or a brush. This is the setting brush from Real Techniques. So I've been loving and using the Luminous Silk Foundation from Armani Cosmetics. I use one pump for my full face, so I apply this on a hard surface. I'm using the back of a mirror. I like to first blot this on the areas that I'm going to be blending out. So for example, my cheeks, nose, chin, and forehead, using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And then in lots of little tiny circles, I'm going to blend this all around my face. This step creates the base, or the foundation, that I'm going to build off of. For extra coverage, I actually use two different concealers. The Nars Radiant Concealer is specifically for drier or maturing skin, or areas that crease, such as under eye. I apply this under my eye and on the top of my cheek area in little lines or little dots. Bringing the concealer down and blending it down into the cheek will give a much softer and natural look, rather than just applying it under the eye. This concealer is going to help brighten as well as cover any purple or blue or black discoloration that may happen under the eye. For areas that are going to be more oily, or areas that need more coverage, such as a breakout or a scar, you're going to want to use the Pro Longwear Concealer. I apply this guy in little dots or little lines again. Typically I apply this on my cheek area, nose, and then any breakout, like I have ones on my forehead and chin right now. That's super awesome. I blend these out or together using my beauty blender. I first dip my beauty blender in a little bit of water so it's damp. And then it's pretty much just a tapping motion until you get it to the consistency or the look that you're satisfied with. So just lots of little taps to blend this out. And you sort of want to taper outwards and downwards. So bring the concealer down into the cheek and out past your eye towards your hairline. We've removed the redness, corrected the skin tone, helped hide any imperfections, and created an even, full coverage base. Now my skin is going to look pretty flat. We need to add definition and color back into the skin where we do want it. To add structure, color, and definition, I'm going to highlight and contour. In this specific routine, I've been using the Anastasia Contour Cream Kit, and to apply the contour shade, I'm using Morphe MB12. This is an extremely tapered and compact brush that makes it very easy to apply the color where I want it and blend it out. For my contour, I mix cinnamon and chocolate. I apply this on my forehead, cheekbones, jawline, and down the sides of my nose. For your nose, it's up to you. You can stick to using the same brush, or you can use the Morphe MB18 and MB27. These are much smaller and will give a much more defined and precise line. MB27 is very tapered and pointy, almost like a pen, pencil, or paintbrush. So this is going to be perfect for creating very small defined lines. MB18 is a little bit thicker, and the hairs are a little bit more spread out, so it makes it perfect for blending out the line. Now that my contour lines are in place, I can move on to my highlight. Using the same kit, I'm going to use the shade Banana. I'm using my Real Techniques setting brush again to apply this. The highlight placement goes on the center or bottom of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my cheeks, around my mouth, under my cheekbone contour, and a little bit underneath my bottom lip to bring out those K-Jenners. Here's the placement for the contour and highlight. Then using the same brush I applied them with, I'm going to blend these out. So the more you blend, the more natural it's going to look. So blend, 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 blend. The cream consistency of this kit makes it very easy to blend out, especially if you have dry skin. So lots of little circles and moving the brush back and forth. I typically like my overall finish to be more matte. Also, I get oily throughout the day, especially in my T-zone. So to help set this and blend out the contour and highlight even more, I'm going to use a powder. The powders I'm using are from the original Anastasia Contour Kit. Powder colors are either the same or similar in shade. For example, I'm using Banana over top of Banana, and I'm using Fawn over top the mixture of cinnamon and chocolate. All this highlighting and contouring is making me hungry. Since I dyed my hair dark, I then started to tint my brows and lashes. Naturally, I don't have that much eyebrow hair. Tinting it does help, but I do like a fuller, thicker brow. So I fill them in using Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown. Following the natural shape that my hair grows, I just fill in the rest, creating the appearance of a fuller, thicker, more defined brow. The Brow Wiz is really easy to use. It's sort of just like a little pencil or pen, and you do little tiny strokes to fill in the area that you want to be darker. But to take it a step farther and sharpen the brows even more, I'm going to use a small brush with a flat end. For example, I'm using the Smashbox Travel Precision Liner Brush. I'm going to use concealer to carve out the edges. This will clean up any stray strokes, create a border so the color doesn't bleed, and really defines the brows. In the Medium Contour Cream Kit, I'm using shade Nude as the concealer. I personally like a very subtle, light blush, so I'm using Hot Mama blush from The Balm. It's similar to Nars Deep Throat, it's just a very natural and soft pinky rose shade with a hint of gold shimmer to it, sort of like a rose gold. I then add Becca Cosmetics Opal Highlighter right on the peak of my cheeks to catch the light, creating a bit of dewy or radiant look to my cheek and under eye area. The brush I use to apply both of these is the Morphe M406. For my blush, I apply it flat, and for my highlighter, I use the side, sort of like a fan brush. So it's sort of a multitasking brush. To prep my eyes, I always use a primer. This is the original Urban Decay eye primer. Recently, I've been doing a very subtle or almost nude looking eye. I've been keeping it very light and bright. So for this, I'm using the Powder Contour Kit. On the lid, I'm using Vanilla. As a brow highlight, I'm using Banana. And on the inner corner and slightly under the brow, I'm using Sand. To finish up the eye, I'm going to use my NYX Voluptuous Mascara. I'm applying this slightly on the top lashes. And then I'm applying eyewearlashescompany.com lashes in Dolly Minks. If you are interested in purchasing mink lashes, be sure to check out the link and coupon code in the description box. Click directly onto the link and use my code beeisforbeeauty at checkout on all your false lashes. And to complete the entire look, I'm going to use Cute Caramel lip liner from Sephora, lining the outer edge of my top and bottom lip, then applying MAC Velvet Teddy lipstick right over top. I've been loving this color recently. It's super matte, easy to wear, and very natural. That is everything for my current full coverage foundation, highlight, contour, and brow routine. Obviously, this is not an everyday routine. This is something that I use a lot when I'm filming or when I'm going out at night. I know there are many steps, and you might want to change some of the steps or products used, and that's fine. It's going to be trial and error to figure out what works best for you. If you have any other questions about this routine or anything at all, make sure you read the description box for more information. You can also comment below. Be sure to give a thumbs up if you're a fan of this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.